Ex-Special Forces, come on.
This is Severe MMA, and we're here tonight at Full Contact Contender 14. We're with Full Contact Performance Center's very own Martin Stapleton, and we're not going to talk full contact, I'm afraid. We're going to talk a little over a month, a little less than a month.
Well, pretty much 4 weeks tonight.
Gavin Sterritt,
yeah.
and the BAMMA main event. You know,
yeah.
Gavin's one of those opponents who seems to have been around forever, yet who's 36, a 6-1 record, last 2 winnings in Bellator.
Yeah.
Is this exactly the kind of opponent you were hoping for?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been offered like about 7 different opponents to this fight. I've accepted every one of them because I'll fight anybody. But out of all of them, if I could have chose one, it would be Gavin Sterritt, because I think Gavin Sterritt's going to come and give me the fight that I want. You know, I perform best against guys who come and push me. And I know for a fact that's what Gavin Sterritt's going to do. He's going to come out, like a ball of fire. He's going to come and try to win it. And that's when I perform best, and that's what I want. You know,
he obviously you're looking at his win ratios, a lot of submissions. So
yeah.
it's obviously looking where he's going to go. Is there any other element of his game that's as dangerous? No disrespect to Gavin, obviously, but I don't care about his game. I don't care about any of my opponent's games or nothing like that. I'm going to put my game on there. You know, I'm not training for his game. I'm training for my game. No disrespect to the guy, but I don't give a shit about any of that. I'm going to go out and put my game on. You have a little more experience, and again, it seems every time we talk to you, it just seems that the hunger is burning brighter than ever. Is there anything he can? And I'm showing him no disrespect, but I think you got the beaten off him on paper. I think you got the skill set. Is it just a puncher's chance he's got of finishing this?
Absolutely not. No, I mean, Gav's one of them guys who can knock anyone out on the night because he's got power. He can submit anyone on the night if you allow him to. But like I said, I'm not thinking about Gavin Sterritt or Gavin Sterritt's game or whatever. I just believe I'm the best lightweight in Europe, and I know that if I put the performance on the way I know I can, the way I do in the gym every day, there's nobody that can beat me. And it's just that simple. There's nobody that can beat me when I perform the way I've been performing my last few fights, the improvements I've been making between the fights. It just doesn't matter who it is. Don't matter what game they've got.
I'll interrupt you there. Where have you seen and everyone will say, well, it's my whole MMA game, but break it down. Where have you seen the biggest stride since your last fight? What's improved more than anything else?
I mean, well, since my last fight in particular, like you say, I've been trying to improve my whole game, but I've been doing a lot of some striking stuff. I'm not going to speak too much about it, but the in-between bits, making the transition smoother, you know. People old school used to be like thinking, it's Thai boxing, wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but it's not like that no more. It's MMA. You got to make them transitions smooth. People seem to not be focusing on that. People seem to be focusing on pad work combinations and stuff. We're not doing that. We're focusing on transitioning. So my opponent won't know what game we're playing. He won't know what game we're playing. We don't know if we're wrestling right now, we're boxing. They won't know that. We drill all that transitional periods, and there's nobody doing it as good as us.
Again, he's had 2 appearances on Bellator as well, his last 2 fights. I don't know if you can speak on this, but it seems that there's a little bit of talent sharing going on at the moment. That's only got to be good for guys like you getting more international competitions.
Exactly.
That's fair?
I mean, well, there's BAMMA, Bellator, Glory. I think what they call the new Pride. I think that's all going to be on Viacom now. So there's 4 big international shows there, all going to be on Spike TV, all being shown by Viacom. So they're obviously putting a lot of money into it, they're putting a lot of effort into promoting it all, there's a lot of PR going on. So yeah, if the talent sharing, that's all good, because there's a couple of guys on Bellator that I'd like to get rematches with, whose asses I'd like to whoop. But either way, it's good anyway, but I'm just riding the wave while it's here, so.
I know it's looking past an opponent. I know you won't do that, but the BAMMA title, there's a whole slew of competitors that could argue for the shots.
Yeah.
We've talked about you and Winner. We've talked about Fletcher's now obviously moved up. But I want to talk about a kid that's coming up just to get your views, because he's in your division, and that's the Lonsdale champion, Dick Hasey. I mean, he looked phenomenal in his last fight, and it's not going to be long before he steps up.
Yeah.
Are you ready for that? Are you ready to be the guy with the bullseye on your chest as opposed to being the guy that's hunting?
I've always been that guy with the bullseye on my chest. Dick Day Case is a great fighter. He looks great in his fights. But he's no different to anyone else to me. He's got 2 feet that are on the ground. He's got 2 hands, and that's it. I couldn't give a shit who's looking at me. I couldn't give a shit who wants to fight me. They can all fight me. Get in the queue and get lined up. I'll fight all of them.
So it's an open door, essentially an open door fight. If the fight makes sense and it's for the title.
I've never turned down a fight. I've never turned down a fight. If they're at my level, they're a world-class fighter, and they want to fight me, then get the promotion to sign the contract, and I'll do it. I'll fight anybody.
And again, on that point, it seems that BAMMA is doing that for you. You must be pretty happy with the organization and where they're taking you.
I'm very happy. I mean, I've had 3 fights with BAMMA so far, and I know for a fact, like my first, 2 fights with BAMMA so far. My first fight with BAMMA, I didn't get the opponent I wanted to, but that wasn't the promotion's fault. They did their best. They tried to get me the best opponent they could. My opponent got injured, so they had to get someone in at the last moment. Then my last fight got Jeremy Petley. Again, he's an opponent that I wanted because I knew that would bring out the best in me. I knew it would be an hard fight, tough fight. And then again, this fight, they've come to me with like 7 different opponents who've all been good world-class guys. And I've got another good opponent, so that the company's doing what it said it was going to do when I signed for him. You know, Jude and Zorba, they promised me they'd get me big fights, and they have done. So
is a happy 50 cal a more dangerous 50 cal?
Always.
One more question, we'll let you go. I know you're probably not one for predictions. Is there a finish in the Sterritt? Sorry.
What was that?
Is there a finish in the Sterritt fight? You see yourself stopping this one?
I believe so. I'm going to be looking to finish from the start. I always do in all my fights. I'm looking to finish the fight from the minute the bell rings. I'm not going to predict how or when that's going to happen, but yeah, I'm going to look for the finish. I'm going to be trying to finish him constantly.